Okay, this is a question that we actually get pretty frequently. How long does the pre-approval last if we haven't found land yet, or should we have the land under contract? And this is, again, we're talking about the one-time close construction loan when you're buying land and building. And it depends on if we have converted your credit report to a hard credit pull. Usually we do that prior to you going home shopping, but we usually start with a soft credit pull when we're working up a pre-approval for a construction, a one-time close buyer. So what we're looking for is that you have not established any new debt. Your credit score hasn't been massively impacted, because you do have to have a minimum credit score of 620 for the VA construction loan. Our regular VA loans don't have a minimum credit score. So if for some reason your minimum credit score drops below, let's say what we pre-approved you at, 620, then we're not as worried about an existing home if you're buying an existing home using the VA loan. But we have to be more concerned about that if you are buying land and building, because that program does have a minimum score. Additionally, we have to maintain your automated loan approval. So I would say 90 to 120 days is usually the timeline we would have to update your credit report. Now, we can have a conversation and just say, has anything changed? If your credit score was in the 680, 700, 720 plus range and nothing has changed, we likely will not update your credit report until you actually find a property and go under contract. And it's loan officer discretion. You know, we are subject to having an existing unexpired credit report by the time we go into processing with an actual contract. But there's a gray area that we can make some loan officer discretion decisions, and we will do what's best for you, but we need to understand your whole credit profile, and we have that access to look at that. But someone that's at a 620 when they qualify for the VA one-time close construction loan, we would likely update your credit report more frequently than if you were at a 680, 700, 720 plus, because the margin for error is much lower when you have a low credit score or a lower credit score right above the approval amount for minimum credit score requirement, versus a higher credit score where you have a lot more cushion and margin for error. So that is kind of my gray answer. It's not black and white. If you want a black and white answer, I can just tell you 90 days, which is what every other lender is going to tell you. But we like to be a little bit more personalized, and that's part of the way we operate. We don't necessarily do stuff because everybody else is doing it. We're going to look at the deeper picture, the bigger picture, and really understand more about who you are as a buyer and how your structure of your loan is. Hopefully this answer makes sense. If it doesn't, DM us or click on the link in my bio. You can schedule a time to meet with us and we can go through your questions. Also, you can contact your loan officer. They can answer your questions as well if you're working with our team. And thank you so much for liking and following our page. We appreciate it, getting this information out there to as many military families as possible, because unfortunately, our military families do not understand the benefits of their VA home loan, and like things like this, the VA one-time close, where so many mortgage companies out there are telling them you can't even do that. So we're trying to get this information out to as many military families as possible. So thank you for helping with that.